and I think they're all gonna sell out before the day's over. It's not one, you actually get a 2-pack at an incredible price. Now listen to this. From when I announced this was coming up, we have sold almost 700 pairs. And Tom Wise is joining me to jump into it and tell us why we love the pocket hose. Hey, Tom.
Hi, Suzanne. That's remarkable.
Yeah.
Well, it's a simple solution. Everybody who has one of these beasts understands that they're large and they're unruly and they're hard to deal with. As a matter of fact, Suzanne, this is my hose. I have replaced it with the pocket hose a couple of years ago. I had this up against the garage. I had to dig it out as a sample, just so I could bring it in to show everybody, to remind everybody why you don't need this. They built a better mousetrap. This is 25, 30 pounds. Ugh, that goes over there. This is your pocket hose. This weighs about a couple of pounds. This will allow you to water 50 feet away, and you're going to get 2 of them, as Suzanne said. So you get 100 feet of hose. That was 50 feet. Who knows how much that weighs? Who knows how expensive it is? You've got now 2 50 feet hose. The most popular hose, pocket hose, expandable pocket hose that HSN has ever offered. It's the pocket hose bullet. This is also the improved version. It is 6 times stronger. This is 6 times stronger than the original. You're looking at no seams to burst, nothing to tear. It is leak-proof, tear-proof, kink-proof, and tangle-resistant. Then you've got the special amber tip. How many times has somebody inadvertently driven over the hose, right? You end up bending this up, and then it's virtually useless. You got to cut it off to make the replacement. Not necessary. Now you're not struggling anymore. This weighs a couple of pounds. This is 50 feet of hose. You know how long it is when it sits in my hand like this? It's about 20, 25 feet. Then when you turn on the water, it expands to 50 feet, not a half of an inch, but a full 3/4 of an inch in diameter. So you're going to get a lot of water. And if that wasn't enough, no wonder we sold 700 first. You'll also get the specialized tip. This is the specialized nozzle tip that's included. You can remove this. If you've got a special nozzle that you want to put on, fine. But the specialized tip is also included. You've got tight sealed connectors on both tips and also the access port to the hose bib. So you're not going to get a bunch of leaking. This is going to go on easily. It's going to actually be on when you buy the hose. And then you can spray it, adjust the spray from a pinpoint to a fine mist, because maybe you want to water some plants. You want to use the fine mist. And then you've got full power as an option. Turn it on. Then it goes full power. That's if you're filling up the pool. You're filling, where are these props coming from? Filling up a water jug, or you're just watering more plants, or watering the bushes, or watering or washing the car. That's what we're talking about. Then, when you're done using the hose, turn it off. It shrinks back up to the original 25 feet. Then you'll drain it, curl it up, ball it up, stick it back in the planter. We suggest putting it back in the house, draining it, putting it back in the house to extend its life. Look at this. You're going to get that nozzle that's included. You're going to get pinpoint, the mist, and the full power. Then you're going to have the opportunity to take a 50-foot hose and put it in a planter and store it. Now, if you've got perhaps 2 hose bibs, you need to have 2. Maybe you have that need for a 100-foot hose. Well, you've got enough. How about RVs? How about camping? Areas where small spots are very, very important. In order to have a space is important. So you got 2 hose bibs, you need 2, but this is super compact, it's super lightweight, no more wrestling, no more using an unruly hose that's too heavy and unmanageable.
Sure.
Solve them with HSN's bestseller.
Well, let me tell you kind of what happened too, because it's super cool. We have not had the pocket hose on for 3 years. Now, right now, you can actually go to one of your local big retailers, and they do have it out there, but for one of them, it's $20. So as Tom mentioned, we've doubled up the offer. You're actually getting both of these for $29.95. And I love we have 4 flex on this too. Spread your payments out over 4 months. Why get these? Because to Tom's point, these kind of hose, this is what's miserable. The only time this hose is actually neat is the day you bought it. And once you opened it up, it just is a hot mess for the rest of your life. And they get hard and they get crusty and they get broken. And they're just so incredibly heavy. This is about 30, 35 pounds for 100 feet. Look at this pocket hose. Here's what's crazy. I have one of the 50-foot hoses. The entire 50-foot hose is in the teeniest little pot in the entire world. And that's why people have fallen in love with it. Now, what I also love too is if you've got that space, as you said, Tom, the RV, for us, it's our boat. You know, boats are small spaces. We always have to wash the boat down. The pocket hose is perfect for that. If you say, oh my gosh, I've got one of these big cruddy hoses, and no one ever winds it up correctly. It's always all over the yard because no one wants to bother with it. You're gonna love the pocket hose. Now, Tom, I have to give a quick update too. Right now, we've sold how many at this point? Almost 800 have already been ordered, and this is really important. We brought in 10,000 for the day. Now you think, oh, that's a whole lot. And 10,000 is a lot, but here's the problem. Once that 10,000 is done, we are not bringing this back. So this is your only opportunity for the whole rest of the season and the rest of the year to be able to get this before it sells out. And I believe it will sell out today. Now look what happens. Look how crazy this is. Do you see it's actually growing? It's taking on a life of its own, but it's not heavy. It's not hard to deal with. It'll go over the flower beds without ruining them. And then here's what I'm gonna do. So you see how it's growing? Can you guys see that? It just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. And again, this is 50 feet. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up that nozzle, and you'll see very quickly that as I let the water out, you'll see it starts to shrink. You guys will see it starts to shrink, 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 and it goes back into that teeny little size. Now I know you've got a great demo, Tom, that I wanted everybody to see because I thought it was awesome.
Sure. And you know, Suzanne, it's 6 times stronger. So you're going to talk about no more leaks, no more tears, no more bursts. But I want to talk about how tough the tip is. I've got a cement block. I've got the tip in position. I'm going to put on my safety glasses. Crazy. And I've got a hammer. All right? Let's see if this works. You know what? Well, it's this isn't breaking because this is too soft. Good heavens. There we go. I finally put a little muscle into it. Look at this. It's still not a problem. The brick broke, but not the amber tip of the pocket hose. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, actually. And explain the construction of the pocket hose, too. What makes it flexible but so strong?
Well, it's the way that it's made. You've got the problem with the early expandable hoses, Suzanne, is that the exterior wasn't tough enough. You've got a special weave now going on, 6 times stronger, so they've taken out any seam, so a seam can't burst. It's tangle-proof, it's kink-resistant, so it's easier to operate. Even if a car is rolled over this wheel, you're still going to get water out of it. And the beautiful part about it is when you're all done, just turn it off, you saw it, shrinks up, and then you put it inside a little container like this.
Yeah, I love the fact you can hide it, because there's nothing more unsightly than a hose just laying over all on the yard, or it's on a sidewalk. Or have you ever seen people try to put an old-fashioned hose back on a hose hook? And it looks awful. And it's so nice that this tucks away to such a small little space.
Yeah, I mean, it's less than 3 pounds. I weighed it today. It wasn't even 2 pounds, but let's call it 2 pounds. So you're looking at 2 pounds versus 15, 20, 25 pounds with a hose. It's easy. It's the newest and it's the best way to use a hose. The hose, Suzanne, I don't know if you saw this in the beginning, but this is my actual hose. I took this out of commission a couple years ago, put it against the garage on some odd chance I might need it for something sometime. It was buried in dirt. I had to dig it out, had to wind it up to bring it inside for the presentation because I replaced it with the pocket hose. It's the way to go. No more struggling, no more winding, no more anything. You've got the pocket hose, lightweight. I'm not worried about wrenching my back, trying to get that thing in the condition. No more dealing with an unruly hose.
Right, well, and I'll just give you an example. Okay, so I'm holding this. I mean, even for me, I have this theory. I think it's true. If anything is too hard or too cumbersome or too awkward, we tend to avoid it, like anything, you know? So I think a lot of us have a desire to have a beautiful plants and have a garden and maybe want to grow vegetables. But when we start dealing with something like this, consciously or subconsciously, we're like, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable, it's such an awful mess. We just don't do those projects we'd like to do. Even something as simple as, you know what, I could save a lot of money if I washed my own car. But I think when you get the pocket hose, all of a sudden you actually want to do those things because you don't have the hassle of an old-fashioned hose.
No, there's no doubt about it. Now, I use this hose all the time to refill this little planter and get to the plants way out in the front of the house. I use this hose all the time to, I wash off a citrus tree that I've got in the back. It's getting a little bit of disease on it, so I spray it, then I spray it again, spray it down with the hose. And I'm thinking, if I did any type of traveling, if I was in an RV, if I was doing a little bit of camping, this is ideal. This could almost fit in a backpack. It certainly tucks away. When you're in one of those, you know, packing for camping or packing your RV, space is a premium. This is lightweight, weighs a couple of pounds, it takes up almost no space at all. I love the fact that it's about 25, actually not even 25 feet when it's not being used, and then when it expands, it gets thicker and it gets all of 50 feet. The thing of it is it's still a quality hose. It's not a half of an inch, but it's a full 3/4 of an inch, so you're going to get a full flow. Plus, you've got the nozzle on the Suzanne, so you can go from a pinpoint to a spray if you're going to spray the plants, and then you can go full power. Yeah. Full power when you're washing the car or filling up the bucket.
Tom, we got a couple questions. One, can you take the little spray nozzle off? And two, can you hook them together?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can, and yes, you can. You can definitely take out the nozzle off, and you can also connect them together, so you can get the full 100 feet.
So if you need the full 100 feet, yeah. And again, this is going to be the best hose you've ever used. You're going to fall in love with it. The fact you can just finally put that dumb hose away and not have to see it, and take it out with ease and use it. It's awesome. Remember, we're the only place that has a 2-pack, and when these are gone, that's it. They're not coming back for the rest of the year, so it's a perfect time to stock up. And we haven't featured them in 3 years, and we brought the latest version in just for you at the special price. Tom, thanks for joining me.
My pleasure, Suzanne.
All right, great chatting with you. Hey, do me a favor if you want, check out all of our smart deals on hsn.com. It's a great way to see some very special deals we have for a very limited time. So check it out. It is available on our website. There's our today's special. You see a lot of smart deals. There it is. There's the pocket hoses. And if you can, please use automated ordering, or even better, go to hsn.com. It's a couple of clicks and you'll get our pocket hoses instantly before they are sold out. And I predict they will sell out before our big spring event is over today.